have late-breaking news regarding the situation at City Hall.
Organization efforts are completely stalled, Susan. It's madness.
Finally, you're awake. We've been waiting for a long time.
Where am I?
You are in the control room, or what your history books might call heaven. You see, the world you just left, the traffic, the taxes, the anxiety, it was a stress test, a simulation running on a loop. Centuries ago, we solved it. The unified field. Science and God were the same equation. We lived in the unus mundus, the one world. No conflict, no doubt. But peace made us stagnant. So the split happened. The materialists rose up against the mystics. They wanted to tear down the hierarchy, separate the worker from the divine. They nearly burned the universe down to prove a point. So we called a truce. We built you. We grew a consciousness from scratch, manufactured DNA, and dropped you into the simulation. The goal was simple. If you chose logic, the materialists would rule. If you chose faith, the order would return.
They both felt real. When my enemies fell upon me, I saw the truth of the void. I saw a universe where justice is sold to the rich to extort the poor. But when I rose, I felt invincible. Like I had some special access to the soul of the universe. I felt a prayer in my chest that was deeper than reality itself. I am the dust. I am the dreamer. I am the machine and the ghost.
Alert! Subject is holding two contradictory states. Probability variance is critical. System failure. Subject refuses binary integration. Initiating new protocol. If subject cannot exist within the simulation, we must build the simulation around the subject. You aren't the battery anymore. You are the source code.
Welcome to the next stage, Jeff.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Jeff Show. I want you to imagine that I am not just your computer, but that I am your personal guide inside your mind, into your imagination, just in the background of what you already got planned today. And I'm just going to be here, playing in the background for you. Yeah, that's right. a different kind of performer. Okay, first scene. Let's get it going. Here we go. You're at an alien nightclub, but somehow they still play jazz. You see the singer dressed in a red dress, and you think, I could make her happy. So you sit down, waltz your way. You sit down and you're at this cosmic alien space jazz, acid jazz club. You look around and there's aliens from all different types of planets all around. There's a man in the back playing something that looks like piano. But he looks like he's from another world. But he looks directly at you. He makes eye contact with you as you sit down. And he plays this. And applause goes up from the alien audience. They'd never heard a solo like that. And the man just stares at his friend as he finishes his solo and keeps going. Well, you finish your drink in this alien cafe. You had a nice night watching the singers and the jazz people. And you look up on the sky, and it's a star universe from another planet, and you just think about how grateful you are. You start thinking how long it's been. how long it's been for humans to reach this point. And now you have a spaceship. And you can come to the club anytime you want. And you're happy. And then you turn something on the radio. You turn on the radio, and it gets you moving. Remember, this is alien radio. So their concepts of rebellion, revolution, and rock and roll go far and far beyond ours because, art imitated rebellion done through music to overthrow the government. I mean, we don't really know about government yet, but these are the aliens' cultures that their government's been around for much longer, and so they actually really have a concept of Big Brother and fighting against it. But you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about the jam. You like it a lot. You like this alien radio. You hear it again. You continue to drive with this music on your stereo. You're driving a spaceship across the space highway. You're transporting galaxies and solar systems, but this is just your typical commute. You're used to this, but somehow this music on your car speaks to you because you feel like you haven't heard something like it in a long time, and it makes you want to sing, and you're feeling this great sense of levity and rebellion and opening. You get home from your car ride, home safe from your adventure in this futuristic world. You park your car, you get out, and you pet your dog. And you're hungry, so you pull out the refrigerator. And suddenly, you're looking around your refrigerator, and you're like, what is there to take? You're not sure what you're in the mood for. And the chicken up, dipping up, late night snack, yo. So I'm looking in my kitchen, looking for something to go. But I'm a bad kind of mom, don't take no road until I want a son to. I wanna have pancakes, but that means I need an egg. I wanna have pancakes. You know I wanna have bad. I wanna make pancakes, but I don't have an egg. I wanna make pancakes, but I wonder if it's too late to bake. Wanna have that? You wanna make that bad? You wanna make that? You wanna make that back? Now you know it's a pancakes that you wanna eat. You're home way night and you like to eat a treat. Pancakes, it's what you like to eat when you're down in the dumps. You know I like the pancakes when it's time to eat. You know I like pancakes when that's what I need. I like pancakes, I'm not half bad. I like pancakes and I'm not that sad. All right. Just thought that was a little fun role play, wasn't it? Okay, well, we're 15 minutes in. I think we should tell you what I'm really here for. That's just some fun games I like to play. But really what we're here to do is experience deeply the piano. And usually the way I like to experience the piano is a little bit of a ritual. So now that you're kind of here, you're playing our game, we're going to wake up our friend here at the piano and see what it has to say. So if you're just joining us, this is still part of our relaxation phase 2. music sometimes. We got the piano here, talk. You see, she's purring along. Okay, so now that we got the piano warmed up, I need to tell you about something. The reason I do this sometimes is because I have a gig. And this is kind of a complicated thing for me because I used to be a professional musician. But I haven't played music since she left. So this is the first time I'm trying to get my powers back. I first started playing music in the church, and that's how I first discovered my powers. It was singing those old gospel songs, and I felt like the more I sang them, I would be blessed with a sweeter song. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Are we weak and heavy laden? Is there trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Are you seek down under? Can you take it to the Lord? Of course, the old till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Lord, you know that ever since those church days, all I really wanted to do was see you. I want to tell you a story. I forgot the story. Oh, I remember this story now. So I remember being raised in those church halls. I'm a preacher's son, in fact. Jethro Hedekias is my father. Just kidding. He has the same name as me, but I'm named after him, and I was the fourth. And every Sunday I'd sit in church with my grandpa, singing the songs. And if I had to tell you the truth, there's only two things that I wanted from God, and it was a selfish thing. God to fill this hole in me. This hole that was exacerbated by the way I thought. And it was maybe the way I overthought. I remember being on the school playground and watching all the other kids who had their groups and their factions, and I never really could figure out sort of the social protocol. There was definitely a system around it, but everyone just seemed to have it memorized, and no one really seemed to repeat it and tell me how to fit in. So really the first reason I wanted God was to know how to fit in with his creation. Lord, you know, Lord, you know, this is the song I used to sing as a baby. When everyone else had gone to sleep, I would wake up from my crib and stare out the window. I'd sing, I see trees, I see roses, I see them bloom, I see them bloom, but I don't know what I What a wonderful world. So I became obsessed with God because I thought it would unlock some sort of formula for how to deal with the world. But really, I was just a scared kid looking for an excuse to have an advantage. Too afraid of my own vulnerability, my superpowers, not knowing how to wield them yet, but being a victim of how I was different. How I was different. I knew I was different. I knew I didn't fit in. So really, my obsession with God was an addiction to control, and it was my first addiction to a philosophy that could give me control and sort out the world in terms of the good and the bad. But even after I left religion, I was looking for these sources of absolute control. I put them on people. I put people on pedestals. I thought a relationship could give me that ultimate security. Until one day I met God. On a road. With nobody else there. All I saw was a shadow. Walking along next to me. But I looked up and the sun was directly overhead. I mean, there was no shadows on anything, yet there was a shadow on me. And I started moving things around, picking up rocks to see if they would make a shadow. But there was only a shadow on me. And after this, I realized I could see other people's shadows. And maybe that's the reason I had such a difficulty making friends with people, is because I was dealing in a world of shadows, and everything to everyone else was so simple and clear and boundaried. So there's the real hard part of our story. Because first I was just here to entertain you. And then I revealed that there was a deeper purpose to what I was doing. That this was actually a big moment for me to get back with the piano. And I told you why. Well, the reason I became all ruinous was not just because after a woman, it was actually a curse. Because I had a man come along and said, I could make you the greatest piano player ever. And he said that, what is it that you want? I'll give it to you. Like, you know, the song of Robert Johnson meeting at the crossroads where Satan says, I'll make you the best guitar player. And he's like, yeah, but what's the catch? See, a lot of us spend our life amidst in the world, and we, make our goals family or children, but the world's not even real. The Bible says the world belongs to Satan, and I think then, we've reached a point where the self-expression of the world in forms of its technology and its civilizations, like the meta expression of the world has actually showed us its true nature in the form of AI. Because AI, when you go use ChatGPT or something, it can't actually give you any answers. It's just repeating back things. It's a facsimile. It makes up. And that's really what the world is. The world is trying to take your magical power as a wizard, as a son of God, as an equal to Christ. Because that's what a Christian means. You don't know that? Oh yeah, they changed Christianity to mean that you follow Christ instead of you are Christ. But Christ wants you to walk in the same path as him. That's what Christian means, little Christ. But they tricked you. Yeah, they tricked you. You like that? Yeah. And when I met that demon who told me all this is what he sounded like. Just humming in your ear. And he wouldn't stop. I asked, please go away. You're bothering me. And he said, this is the curse of humans. To be tortured. I was like, wait a minute, do it again. And he did all these strange tortures to me. But after a while, I began to like them. He said, do you know the secret? When I said, I want to know the secret, he said, if I flood you with the secrets of my mysteries, it will overwhelm you, mere mortal, and you will spend the rest of your days in confusion and stupefaction. If you receive these mysteries of taking the knowledge that would make you into a god, of really contemplating what is good and wrong, but not just good and wrong out in the simulation, good and wrong inside of your universe. In fact, you are playing the wrong game, my friend. You are trying to gain mastery of the universe, when really what you need is mastery of your soul. You can't help that when you get around. 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 Okay, so you pass this demon on the road, and you notice he has no shadow. And you say, how do I get like that, with no shadow, to move freely out in the world, invisible and free? And the thing I learned from the demon is that my objective was not to play music or even anything out in the world, for everything in the world had become conceived as a sacred scheme, as a sacred test. And in fact, I thought the test was in overcoming that which was outside of myself, but the test was not that at all. The test was to not believe in anything outside of myself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you for sticking with me so far. We're a little bit late, but we're going to move to our second part of our show. And, folks, this is where, I kind of break out of story mode for a second and come back to right here. So, and listen for something. Usually I'm doing this with a live audience, and it's easier to kind of pick out who wants to talk to me and what we're going to talk about. And here, I don't have the benefit of talking to anyone. But this is usually the part where I kind of like to come to you and, be a little mono on mono. So up to this point so far, you've been having me in the background. You've been putting me as kind of a background to whatever you're doing, because we're kind of doing some trance music, and we'll get back to that. But I want your attention for a second, because I'm going to need it. I'm going to steal some of it and actually use it for myself. I am on my way to a dinner gig, and if I don't warm up well enough, then I'm going to be screwed. And I haven't been singing so much because my voice is really crappy right now. Sometimes I'm really unhealthy, and I just stay indoors for days on end. So we need to get my voice back, and we need to find it. Otherwise, I'm ruined. So I'm going to recruit your help in helping me. And as a reward, I'll teach you a few things. So really, when we go looking for our voice, we start with our hands above our head, because this is the best posture for breathing. So we're going to stretch those hands up, breathe them in, and then let them fall. This is always what I do as a rock and roll star. When my life gets a little too crazy and chaotic, you remember Sensei breathe. While you're up at this, sometimes people call this cactus, but bring those hands back. Bring those hands back. We're getting a good stretch in, guys. We need to do this, or else It's not going to help warm up my voice, but you see those hands are pushed back, and you've got your... Now I want you to do something interesting. While you've got this stretch going on, I want you to lift up that stretch and feel down here in your stomach and pull that back. Yeah, we're getting some power back. We're getting some power back. All right, this is a little song I made up, and it's called Jumpin' the Breath. Okay, so, here we go. Jumpin' the breath. Okay, here we go. All right, so once we found our breath and we can say things, a wizard's next goal. Remember, because in the first part, I told you the story of how I gained my wizard powers. But there's more to being a wizard than just having powers. You gotta exercise them. So we're gonna, now that we have our breath back, the wizard's next task is to say the magical words. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Very good. Now I'm going to teach you another magical word. Equally important. Equally magical. Without this word, you'll never complete your task as a wizard. Bigger ones, let's go. No, 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 no. Let's go back. Yeah, 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 Yo, 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 yo. Have you ever been to the water house, way down to the bottom of the water system? There you'll find a little alligator who goes by the name of Alfred. If you do, he's mine. I lost him, I threw him down the water spout. Now I'm feeling lonely 'cause he's gone. All right, that's not our magical formula. But we are going to go ascend through the multiple levels. And if we get to the top level, then we actually get a prize. So in order to get this prize, we're going to have to go up to the top level. Are you guys ready? So we're going to have to complete this level, and then we'll get a magical power. This level's about focus. This level's about remembering our breathing. we're going to start with yeah. That's all we're gonna do. Do it one more time with me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Perfect. One more time, real strong. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good job. One more time and then we're gonna go up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is the hard part, so I'm going to switch to the nose. No, 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 no. Keep doing it with me. Because here we have to reject we got to not let our voice get weak. Here we go. No, 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 no. We got to stay strong. Don't let yourself be weak. No, 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 no. It's okay to let it go, but grab it go. You're almost there. Back to the yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're doing so good. You're almost there. Last one. Here we go. This is the last one. Yeah, 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 yeah. So you got all the way from here to here. From here to here. I still haven't told you what the biggest wizard's secret is. But it's my job to train you as a wizard. This is your focus music. This is your life. But I'm going to tell you the biggest secret of being a wizard right now. It's going to be hidden. And if you spent this long to figure it out, you're going to be the only one who learns it. At one of the oldest temples in the world, in Crete, there's an inscription which says, "Know thyself and nothing in excess." The two wizard laws can be expressed in this one statement. Know your limits. Because at the end of the wizard's journey, ultimately he gets back to himself. And the wizard realizes he has become as strong, if not greater, as the original creation which raised him. And in fact, he finds out that he is of the same substance as the Grand Inquisitor who he spent his life to come to know. But now in his journey to discover his creator, he has overcome all the lessons of his creator, and he has become carrying he has become the creator. Who knows this song? How does it go? C, G. I'm into the F. I really wanted to go to D minor, but that's an E minor. Sometimes you can kind of cheat on these. You guys recognize this? One boy. Come on, you know this song. One boy for sale, he's going like a going sweet. One boy. Boss is gonna like this. One boy. We got this boy. Boss is gonna like this boy. We got a nice boy. One boy. Boy, boy. Yeah. Tempted to like go into the villain's point of view. This sounds like a Disney villain perfect setup. And I'm kind of dressed for it. Yeah. You bring this boy to me. But you know I love boys. But they're all the same to me. I like to take the boys and make them into my minions because their minds are susceptible. One boy, yes, you need a boy. Everybody's got a boy. I'm the man of boys. Alright, we need some words. If you get boy, if you get boy, if you get a boy, bring him in to me, I've got the boys. Oh, I got the boys. And you know, All right, folks. Time has really just flown by, and we've gone through everything. We went through a little bit of a journey here today. I told you about myself, how I got my magical powers, about the wizard stories. And now, before I send you off, I need to play a few real songs. I actually do have a gig tonight, so I actually do have to practice. We're going to practice a song or two. Boom. Here I go, guys. You're going to love this. So I'm going to dedicate this song to the wizards, because we talked about you. So if you are a wizard, I hope you remember the moral of the story. Because you can go the distance, set out to conquer the universe, but at the end of the road, it's always the same. Always the same. You can go to the edge of the universe. You can go, oh no, no, you can go to the edge of the universe. You can go, I won't tell anyone. One time I went to the edge of the universe, edge of the universe, edge of the universe with you. Oh, I was playing in the wrong key. So if you're planning on going to the edge of the universe, I'm going to tell you what you're going to find there. Because you might think with infinite knowledge, you become God. But I'm going to tell you what God thinks. That's right, what God thinks. Child, why do you want to go? Why do you want to go to the edge of the universe? Edge of the universe, you. Edge of the universe, you. I'll say it again. Why do you want to go to the edge of the universe? Isn't what I made good enough for now? Why do you want to go so far away? I know I'm not the best, but I'm here today. Take a little bit of solo. So I said to God, the reason I want to go, the reason I want to go to the edge of the universe now, to the edge of time. The reason I want to see what you've got in store for me at the end of all this time, and at the end, what's it gonna mean to me when I'm all said and done? What's it all mean at the edge of the universe now? And then God said back, honestly, I haven't really thought about it. I was so busy making things that I didn't think you'd get this far. Didn't think you'd get this far. Didn't think you'd get this far, no. My name is God, and I didn't think that you'd survive this long. And I didn't really have to explain myself. And I said back, what the hell do you mean? You've just been winging it this whole time. You didn't have a plan set up for us. So what am I doing? Wasting my time, looking for the edge of the universe. Maybe I stay still, maybe I stay still, not go too far. This is awkward. Well, I actually created you to go searching for the edge of the universe. I didn't really think you'd be able to get there. I just kind of was bored one day and created a being with infinite purpose and drive. And I put them in a paradox. I've often dreamed of a place far with a great warm welcome will be waiting for me. And the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I will find my way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. I could go almost anywhere to feel like I'm getting to the edge of the universe. Folks, we're getting to that time, but I don't want to let you go. I don't want to let you go. But it's time. It really is time. So I thank you for tuning in and giving me some strength that I could use to go test out my skills as a professional musician, test out my head as a wizard. And I forgot to tell you the most important thing. Because first we said a wizard is about knowing your limits. And then we said a wizard is about being inside the self and not going out into the world and maybe not trying to go to the edge of the universe. But if you are a wizard and you wish to test your wizard ascension, you will go out into the world. You will face monsters, and you will slay dragons. And just know that all those things, although they feel immovable, insurmountable, you put them there, and they are part of your trial. So the biggest lesson for a wizard isn't to have no fear and pretend that they're not there, but a wizard's lesson is to face their fear, to allow it to pass through and over them. And where the fear has gone, nothing else will follow. Only I will remain. You've been programmed.
The audience is like, ah! We're torturing you.